Peggy 18.
It's our pleasure to introduce you to Murdered Sole Suspect, a supernatural detective thriller that's a brand new take on the action-adventure genre. Let's jump right into the action and introduce you to our protagonist, Ronan O'Connor. This is where it all begins.
Detectives aren't supposed to get bloody knuckles, but I've done a lot of things I wasn't supposed to do. I lived through it all. Beatdowns, the backstabbing, disrespect most people wouldn't see in 10 lifetimes. And I never lost a fight. Until now.
Hey man, what are you doing? Hey! Move away from the body now! What the fuck is this? Hey, did you hear me? My God. Hey, no! Oh shit, that's me. No. Get back here! I said, get back here!
Murdered presents a unique proposition to players. What would it be like to solve your own murder, and how could you possibly do that if you're dead? Here at E3, we're just starting to show people what it's like to hunt down your killer from the afterlife. The demo you're going to see is from episode 2, which is a little while after Ronan has been murdered, and he's just starting to understand the challenges and new powers he has as a ghost. Ronan did have a bit of a rough upbringing on the streets of Salem. About halfway through his life, he decided that he wanted to turn things around, and he worked his way up the ranks and became a cop.
Backup? Who needs backup? You shouldn't have tried to be one of us. Man, you were one dumb son of a bitch.
On the streets, you actually meet several of the police that he engages with.
Sir?
Hey, Baxter, hey! One of them is Baxter, and Baxter is a really interesting personality who rubs you wrong at all points. Baxter has a kind of a caustic relationship with Ronan.
This is not your scene, Lieutenant. Just pay your respects and move on, please.
Yeah. Maybe it's not.
The other character's name is Rex, who is the detective lieutenant in the game who is investigating a series of murders. Ronan is also married to Rex's sister and is the guy that kind of has introduced him to police work from the very beginning. So they have a very intimate relationship.
You're following Captain's orders here. You know the procedure when a family member is... Yeah, well... Take all the time you need, LT.
Don't worry, brother. Remember, ghosts never die. And do me a favor, Conman. Tell Julia I miss her.
She knows, Rex. She knows. I need to get my eyes on Stewart's notebook. See what they found out.
Did you see the man in the hood?
Yes.
I wonder if she saw anything.
He killed that man in the street. He was in my apartment.
No need to be so secretive, boys. We're on the same team. I've been investigating this case for a long time. I gotta see if they found any leads that I don't already know about.
The town of Salem is a fantastic setting for a game like Murdered. Salem has a very rich supernatural history, which we draw on extensively for our game. It also has that New England small town aesthetic that makes such a perfect setting for the events that occur to Ronan over the course of the game.
The killer came here for a reason. But what was it?
For E3, we wanted to give you a little bit of a taste of what Salem is like. And so behind me, we've constructed a theater which actually recreates the scene of the crime where Ronan was murdered. But there's more to Salem than meets the eye. Salem is also the home of the Dusk. The Dusk is the limbo realm where Ronan now finds himself, a sort of space between where those not at peace are trapped. These strange, glowing, blue ethereal objects exist in the Dusk in the same way that Ronan does. And like Ronan, they were brought here through tragedy. For E3, we wanted to give people a sense of the realm of the Dusk. And so during the presentation, we'll give you insights into who the characters are in the space and what it is exactly. In life, Ronan was an excellent detective. As a ghost, he has so much more power. Because unlike a living detective, Ronan can possess human beings. And while you can't directly control a human being while possessing them, you can do things like look through their eyes.
The killer didn't bring a weapon, so...
Ronan could do more than just look through the eyes of the people he's possessing. Over here, I see two police officers. Now, I can't hear what they're saying, but if I possess Officer Robinson and listen through his ears...
What a night, huh, Robinson?
Yeah.
Crazy. Ronan, unbelievable.
I don't get it. What was he even doing here?
Asking for it. A witness called in saying he saw the killer enter a building. Ronan responds, disregards orders for backup. Next thing you know, the killer tried to see if he could make him sprout angel wings. And then bam, 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 bam. 7 to the chest. Point blank.
You really have no idea when to quit, do you, Baxter?
You ever take a look at those tattoos of his? All that gangland prison crap? He was more criminal than cop. Yeah, you live like a thief, you die like a thief.
He was still a badge, dickhead.
In the game, there are two of Ronan's investigation techniques that are really about visualizing what's in his head. One is kind of a word game where you're sorting through his thoughts and trying to focus down to what he's really thinking, what he's seeing.
The player can do more than that, though. Here we have things called memory residues. And by revealing them, I actually bring a memory back into the investigation space. Now that it's here, I can investigate it and draw information from it. Clearly, Ronan has far more abilities than he's aware of, and that will grow as he progresses his way through the game. The girl who is drawing on the wall is a critical character, and as you make your way and explore the environments, you'll discover more of this graffiti which you can interact with, and you'll learn information about this character and what her purpose in the Dusk is.
I made it up to the 4th floor before the police cart away the evidence.
One of the core gameplay features of Murdered is exploration. And what's unique about Murdered is the fact that Ronan can walk through pretty much any interior wall in the space. This creates incredible exploration potential for players who walk into a building and know that they're not bound by the same sort of structures that would direct them in previous games. And because Ronan can pass through pretty much anything, it gives the players unique ways to explore their environment and unique challenges to discover as they make their way through the space. I mentioned the foundation in the supernatural that the town of Salem has. Well, in our game, the citizens christen all of their buildings. What this does is it creates a supernatural barrier that prevents spirits from entering and exiting freely. The only way Ronan can get in and out of buildings is by finding a breach in that barrier. Now, Officer Stewart ahead of me has opened that door, creating the breach that I need to get inside.
1019, please return to the scene.
10-4.
The dusk is not a safe place. What you see here is the first of several demon types that used to be human ghosts, who've been slowly corrupted by the dusk. Their last instinct is the belief that devouring other human souls, they can regain their own humanity. We want the player to think about strategies and make intelligent decisions about how to approach these overwhelming enemies. This represents the holistic design that we're taking with Murdered, both in the case of investigation and exploration and combat. We want it to be very intentional, very thoughtful. We want the player to constantly be engaged in the game and always be thinking about their next decisions.
What the hell happened in here?
It's a truly unique and compelling game that's going to stand out against anything else here, and it makes me feel really good to be on the floor with something that stands apart that much.
We think that Murdered is an incredibly original game, and once people get a good look at it, they're going to realize how much fun it's going to be to get lost in the world of Salem and unravel the mystery about what happened to Ronan, how he was killed, and how he's going to bring his killer to justice.